Taxes na yun. On that now.
In the world of mixed martial arts, few names have echoed louder than Conor McGregor. The Irish fighter redefined what it meant to be a combat sports superstar, blending fierce talent with unrivaled charisma. But now, in 2025, what once seemed like an unstoppable legacy teeters on the brink of self-destruction. Last week marked Conor's 38th birthday, but it was no celebration. It was a whirlwind of chaos, controversy, and viral moments that painted a tragic portrait of a man spiraling in plain sight. In just 36 hours, McGregor went from hyping a bare-knuckle press conference to being the centerpiece of multiple scandals. It wasn't just another week for McGregor, it was a cinematic implosion. It began with the press conference. Not for the UFC, but for bare-knuckle FC, Conor appeared on stage erratic, wide-eyed, seemingly overcharged with energy. His words were a mix of high-speed rants and bizarre declarations. He shared a chair with Yo Romero, he shouted over Mike Perry. He delivered a speech that felt less like a fighter hyping about and more like a man unraveling live. Fans joked about the Coca-Cola energy, a reference to more than just the soda brand. His behavior, riddled with twitches and stammering outbursts, drew uncomfortable laughter and memes. But behind the humor was concern. What happened to the Conor McGregor who once delivered laser-focused, pre-fight monologues? Within hours, things got worse. Photos surfaced of Conor on a beach, kissing a woman who was not Dee Devlin, his longtime fiancée and the mother of his children. It wasn't the first time. But the timing couldn't have been crueler. Just months ago, he had settled a civil case with similar undertones. Dee had stood by him then, and even after that legal storm, she posted messages of support. Now this. As the internet buzzed with speculation and outrage, rapper Azealia Banks entered the narrative. Screenshots of direct messages from Conor surfaced. Shirtless pictures, a message reading lifting weights. Then a thinly veiled threat. Don't be a rat. All rats get caught. The leaks went viral. The memes multiplied. But what shocked fans wasn't just the content, it was McGregor's reaction. He embraced it. He liked comments referencing the leak. He laughed it off publicly. The Notorious One seemed to thrive in the chaos he created. But at what cost? Dee Devlin has been in McGregor's life since long before the belts, the whiskey brand, the Bugatus. She stayed through the injuries, the lawsuits, the Khabib loss, and the public scandals. Her loyalty was unwavering, and yet, time and again, Conor seems to test the limits of her patience and the world's empathy. This isn't just about relationships or fame. It's about a man who once preached discipline now spiraling into indulgence. The same Conor who once said, "Parting is weakness for the soul," now appears at public events twitching, yelling, barely holding it together. Physically, he looks different, bloated, altered. Some joke he's been replaced. Others suggest the transformation began the night he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov. That fight in 2018 was more than a loss. It was domination, humiliation, a brutal reality check on the biggest stage. And ever since that night, the trajectory has changed. The fire that once fueled Conor seems replaced by smoke and mirrors. Yes, he returned. He beat Cowboy Cerrone in 2020 with a clean, sharp performance. But then came the losses to Dustin Poirier. One by knockout, one via a brutal leg break. Each defeat chipped away at the myth, and without the fight game to anchor him, Conor floated deeper into a lifestyle that once repulsed him. The money only made it worse. By 2021, McGregor was the highest paid athlete in the world, not for fighting, but for his business ventures, proper 12 whiskey, endorsements, and appearances. He didn't need to fight anymore. And maybe he didn't want to, but what do you do when the thing that made you famous is no longer the thing that defines you? You drift, you indulge, you implode. And so we arrive at his 38th birthday, a surreal montage of viral scandals, Instagram chaos, and emotional whiplash. It wasn't supposed to be like this. McGregor was supposed to be the comeback king, the Phoenix Rising, the fighter who did it all, lost it all, and found himself again. Instead, he's become a cautionary tale. They say you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. In McGregor's case, he lived long enough to become a meme, a parody of the fighter he once was. The charisma is still there, but it feels hollow. The confidence feels forced. The spark has dimmed. There are whispers of a return, a potential fight with Michael Chandler. Rumors of re-entering the USADA testing pool, but will he show up focused? Or will he show up as the chaotic character we saw last week? Conor McGregor is still young, younger than most of the greats when they retired. He still has the skill set, the intelligence, and the brand to bounce back. But it will require something he hasn't shown in years: humility, a willingness to look in the mirror and not see the notorious, but the man behind the mask. The father, the partner, the fighter who used to fight for something real. Until then, the world watches. Some with pity, some with popcorn, all wondering, can Conor McGregor come back? Or has the fight already been lost?